kind of want to see
Hey,
how that would work.
I just made this spring trap.
Because I feel like it's such a cartoon, Looney Toony freaking way of, like, launching someone. You know what I mean? But more than that, that looks like it's just like 2-car suspension, like...
Trap from Clash of Clans, which is definitely the scariest thing I've ever made.
Oh, this was another Clash of Clans video? That looks... That's straight up just a cannonball launcher, dude. Oh, you have been. Thank you. Ayoo. Oh, that's cool. I was playing Amnesia. Great freaking game, dude. I gotta get back to horror freaking movies. To horror movies. That too. Oh yeah, freaking. I was gonna say I want to watch on YouTube. You can watch the entire Night of the Living Dead, like the OG. I figured it'd be great to do like an entire movie night. I'll plan that out eventually. Thank you.
So today I'm going to break some stuff with you, and possibly myself.
A legend, he
right,
says. Please, you're gonna give me a bigger head than I already have.
Like a mouse trap.
I'm already a freaking chibi.
Bear trap. In fact, it's kind of the opposite of a trap. There's no trap.
Not in the toesies.
The purpose of a trap, as it just throws whatever steps on it away or closer to you using a big spring. And big springs aren't even the best if you want to throw people in the air. My preferred method would probably be a car airbag, which would allow me to finally live out my dream of.
Am I the only one having I'm having an anxiety attack right now, watching him unscrew this thing.
Or the much more practical and safer option would be compressed air.
I know he's not unscrewing anything, he's just like messing with it, but
throwing Korean pop stars.
Something about it just... Would you stop with the freaking mouse traps? What are you, just like pain, or are you just a freaking...
Which is a shame, but also good.
Sadist?
As a giant spring is going to be a lot more fun and dangerous.
It is totally just like old car freaking like suspensions.
So I started by stealing 2 of these from a children's playground, and they are car suspension springs.
Oh, is that what they are? Okay.
Which I think will work, as I've seen videos of them shooting a mechanic's apprentice across the room. And the plan is pretty simple. The spring is compressed in a box with a platform on top, essentially like a giant
What, are you gonna weld them together?
And then when you step on the platform, the spring releases upwards with 500 kilos of force.
Do I live in the US? Yes, I do, my dude.
And
I think I've said it before, I live in California.
Spring isn't to scale, by the way. And in the game, the trap is even able to launch giants in the air.
I've talked about where I have lived in the past, but I've moved around quite a bit. I've lived in but yeah.
It's going to pretend a giant weighs less than 500 kilos. But as for launching a normal-sized person, here's some maths
I've kept it just freaking vague enough. I guess that I don't really have to worry about it too much.
Can't blame me if it's wrong. And he said it'll be enough energy to launch a 75-kilo person upwards at 65 meters a second. And to put that in perspective, this is that same 75-kilo mate eating a meat pie at 0.1 meters a second. Better slow down.
A meat pie?
Down there.
Dude, I wish I could freaking just go out of my way and get myself a meat pie at work. I can't, bro. They give me like 30... there's not a lot of good like restaurant options where I work.
So the first thing I did was connect the 2 springs together with some clamps and duct tape and this big brace that I made to form a mega spring. Now the most difficult part of this build
What, and you didn't weld it at all? I don't know, would welding it make it worse or better?
Is going to be the spring.
That seems scary to me.
As when it's compressed, it's going to be very hard to hold down and also very hard to release under tension. And I was thinking of using the trigger mech from my last video, but it's definitely not strong enough. So instead I made this. And this should be able to release the spring even while it's under a high load. Then I also made this winch from a winch I bought online. Then I just welded up a box for it.
Cool, that's great. Good job. Seemed like it was a tough build.
I also welded up a frame with a big pipe in the middle so that the spring will sit around it and hopefully will be nice and comfy. And I also made this platform which will go on top so that it looks exactly like the level 5 spring trap from Clash of Clans.
Okay, how with the where do you just get all this crud from?
So we've got the winch underneath.
What does he just live? This guy has to work at a junkyard or something.
To my car battery, pulling down the platform and springs. And then there is a quick release here connected to the pressure pad on top. So then when I wind down the winch, if someone steps on the trap, it goes off. And I think it's almost done.
That's I feel like cartoon logic and real life human logic just don't compute. You know what I'm saying? In the Matrix. So I feel like what's gonna happen is somebody's gonna step on that. They're not gonna get launched anywhere. They're gonna stay right where they are, but their knees are just gonna be crushed into oblivion. They're just gonna become. They're gonna if they're 6 feet tall, they're gonna become 4 foot. You get me? They're just not gonna have knees anymore. Those are just gone.
Done enough to do a proper test and see if the winch is even
It
strong
would just
enough
obliterate
to
their
compress the
kneecaps,
spring
and
then release it.
that's
And I know I
it.
say this a lot in every video whenever I do something dangerous, but this is by far the most dangerous thing I've ever done. The power in these springs is more
Is it really more dangerous than the ballista or the Beyblade buzzsaw? Really?
enough to kill me
Really?
and my mate, the delivery man, and that guy that walks past my house and puts dog poop in my bin, and even you watching at home. And that's why I'm so excited to test this. But first, a little bit more about the sponsor and the reason I made this. Clash of Clans, which is an awesome
What's even
strategy game where
scarier
you
is
build
that because of
defenses,
the
upgrade
fact-
your base, and attack
Let me-
other players.
Let me just sort of mute it right now. What's freaking like? What's insane is the fact that the trigger mechanism is such a tiny little piece of metal that you could actually bury that thing and make it an effective and deadly trap, and that is genuinely scary to me.
Actions in the event will lead to planting trees and removing trash from the ocean in real life. Anyone can join the event, even if you haven't
I
played
do
Clash
love
of
these
Clans
kinds of
before.
situations.
You just
Team
scan my QR
Team
code
trees or
and
Team
then you
Seas.
get gold
Team
through
trees,
multiplayer
baby!
battles and looting
I do
other
love,
players' bases.
sea
and
animals,
whichever
but Dream
creator
Bees-
and community
Dream
that
Bees.
loots the most gold will also
Dream
win a
Bees,
Tesla.
baby!
So go get Clash of Clans now.
Team
Alright,
trees,
back to testing the
baby!
trap. And because my roof is too low in the garage,
Friggin'
I
A.
took it to my mate's warehouse to test it out. But unfortunately, my camera didn't record, but luckily I have his mobile footage.
Yep.
Oh, good.
3, 2, 1.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
No!
You've
That
made a
was very
canyon!
impressive, especially considering those bags were filled with 20 kilos of lead shot each, so 40 kilos or 80 pounds of combined weight. But it's also kind of annoying, as originally I wanted to do the real
The
test in my
freaking
yard, but
latch
after
thing
seeing
didn't
the
even
power
hold
it has,
on.
I don't think I can, as I live next to a preschool, and 12 kilo springs and kids don't mix that well. So instead I'm going to drop
I'm sorry, you built a ballista next to this place! You tested a ballista!
it on one of you, and I went back to Hamilton's farm, who was nice enough to let me use it to spin up the giant Beyblade, and now he's going to let me use this monstrosity on his land. But first we had to dig up
Ooh,
the
an
ground.
auger.
And we're about to start digging, but
Bro,
Hamilton...
I freaking need one of those, but it's like, I don't want to own one, but I also don't want to pay them. You know how much it costs to rent one? You might as well just own one at that point. It's like too expensive to rent one, but it's like, I'm not going to use it enough to buy it and keep it at home.
thought of a really great idea to save time.
But I'm too
and that
scared
was
to buy
just
the
use
hand
part
drill
of this
one
wombat
on
hole to make
Amazon.
it easier.
How do we tell if there's a wombat in here or not?
Have you tried knocking?
And this was his idea, not mine, so you can get angry at him. And unlike the wombat, the leeches were very happy to see us digging. And in a matter of minutes, we had 10 or so on
Leeches?
our feet, which I won't show you. Okay, that was pretty easy. So
Yeah.
we put it in the ground with some grass around it to make it
You
look
just got freaking leeches out there?
like it belongs here. And
I
I just
thought leeches really only hung out in like swamps and stuff. This is new information to me and scary.
realized the worst case scenario for this trap only after putting it in the ground. And that would be that when we winch the platform all the way down and then pull the quick release, it doesn't release. And then we are stuck with a loaded trap buried in the ground. And I guess we could also reverse the winch, but there's a chance that that doesn't work. And then I have no idea what we'll do. Maybe we can just leave it on.
What you do then is you hope. You set up a perimeter and you pretty much stand guard.
Hamilton's farm until it goes off naturally. Also, another potential problem, since I'm using my car battery, if I use the winch for too long and it draws all the power,
Why are
we're
you
then
just-
stuck here on the farm.
Why are you just leaving it on top of water? Oh, there it goes. Oh, there it goes! The ball fell off.
Well,
It
now you're
didn't
just on
go
a
off?
trap.
But luckily none of that was a problem for us as it didn't work. So I tried again.
like right here.
And somehow the winch bent the quick release, which I spent over an hour fixing while leeches were crawling up my leg in the rain.
3, 2.
Like crawling up his leg. Oh, I blocked it a little bit. That was sick. Hold on, let's watch it again without me blocking.
2.
That got some height. Was that a bowling ball? What's the
That
matter,
wasn't
baby?
even
Who you barking
high.
at?
Wait, it
Someone
pulled itself
find-
out of the ground.
And I wasn't
No
happy with
barking
that
at
at
the
all.
neighbors?
The melon didn't go very high. Unlike the spring trap, which almost jumped completely out of the
I
ground.
love how he
and
starts
so did
barking.
the spring out of its cage.
Bro, I swear my dog has some kind of intelligence. I swear he starts barking very softly to like after I tell him not to bark, he's like bark, bark, bark.
This guy here is meant to be on the outside.
I don't know if you could pick it up on the friggin' mic,
see
but good
this.
lord.
It's now on the inside of the pipe. Okay, and I realized pretty quickly
just as
that I
guilty
wasn't
as
going to
Gerard
be
is
able to
using
fix
my
the
doggo
problem on Hamilton's
for
farm,
content.
so I took it back home to figure out. But then I realized it was worse than I thought, and the spring was actually stuck under tension, which made trying to fix the problem terrifying, which is why I called my mate over to stick his face really close to the high-powered spring.
This dude.
And I'm not completely sure what happened, but I suspect it may have been the heavier wooden platform on top, which caused the spring to overextend and get caught on the inside sleeve. As when we tested it in my mate's workshop, we did it without the platform on top. But eventually we figured out what we needed to do, and my mate cut out some wedges on the bands.
I'm gonna be completely honest. Y'all are doing way more work than I ever would ever do. If I do a project and it fails while I'm already over there, I'm not driving back to fix it and then driving back to do it again. Forget that. That's too much work. I'm too lazy.
Saw. And then we shoved them in and hit the whole thing with a hammer until it came loose. Nice, now I got a nice sharp stick that can fly out. Beautiful.
First try, first try, first try!
It's so close.
Yes.
Hey!
So I re-welded on the support in a way that hopefully doesn't get caught, and also made a lighter platform, and then set it up in my yard because I can't be bothered to go back to the farm.
You okay? This man and I are one and the same. He said, so a kid catches a watermelon into the head. What are you gonna do about it?
And that split the melon in half just from the impact of the launch, but it didn't go that high.
It separated the springs again, it broke the weight, and it's stuck again.
And
Oh,
also the spring did its
it's
thing
a
again, but
weight.
this time even worse.
You're not meant to be on the
I
inside.
told you you
You're
should
meant to be
you
on
should
the outside like the others.
You
So
should
now
weld it.
I'm once again shoving a
didn't
chisel
listen
into
to
a
me.
loaded car suspension spring, expecting it to shoot through my head at any moment.
a loaded car suspension spring. I freaking called it! I knew it was car suspension springs! I'm trying to get those on my Mustang.
And I fixed that, but then discovered some other mysterious damage.
Ugh, but the Mustang's giving me so many issues now I gotta fix.
Like the cable that had almost snapped, and also this bolt hole which is somehow completely squished. So once I fixed all of that, I set it up for another test with this mannequin, which I stuffed 3 bags of sand into so it weighs 60 kilos or 130 pounds. And I know
Nice.
you all want me to stand on top of this spring trap, and I will, if this mannequin looks like it survives the launch. Okay,
Got
that's not
it.
going to happen. The mannequin is too heavy and is bending the spring in weird directions. So
Well, you-
instead, I
you
used this
filled up
baby
one
doll,
leg
which I
with
stuffed
sand.
with metal weights, just like a real baby.
Okay, this is gonna be a much more realistic, common everyday use for this trap. I'm telling you, you gotta weld the freaking spring because the tension is all the tension is
And
being
that didn't
like
do much to the
bent
baby.
into
I think
pieces.
I did way more damage when I was missing the trigger with the stick. So I tried again.
Yeah, look at how the joint or the place where they're, unless he welds those two pieces together, it's not gonna. give that proper, I feel like,
And that was alright,
upwards.
although I feel like the spring trap uses its energy to do more damage to itself than anything else I put on top of it. But if you want to see a spring
True.
trap working properly, go download Clash of Clans and scan my QR code and join the event to not only plant trees, but also potentially win a Tesla. Also, a hot tip for new and existing players, you should get the builder package for your town.
You know, maybe it didn't work, but now we know it can work. now we have an idea. Now we know that we can both put spring traps, potentially only one-time use, like ever, and it might not actually do anything. But comparing that one to the ballista video, I feel like we could start having genuine medieval battles in real life, in like modern day. Put a ballista on your car, on your Tesla, spring traps all over the place, flip the frickin' cars as they drive over the frickin' spring-loaded death trap. Elon Musk, get on this now! How old am I if I'm comfortable revealing? I've revealed it multiple times. I am now 28. My birthday was on December 29th last year. Yeah, turned 28, my dude. Nah, my dude. I'm not sensitive. You can call me senpai. Alright, let's see. Boop, 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 boop. Dude, I swear I had so many videos I wanted to check out and open on my freaking stuff, but I freaking closed my tab like a moron. Ayoo, be sure to join the crew. Please like, follow, and subscribe. And hey, if you like that video, you should check out this stuff.